China that are operated by our workers, and our folks unload the trucks, stock and separate all the product, and get that product prepared to be loaded onto containers. Containers, we work with multiple different shipping lines and freight lines. We have the empty containers delivered to where our warehouses in China are, so as that product is finished and boxed in the factory, loaded onto that truck, brought down to that warehouse. There's empty containers there waiting. As soon as those orders are filled, then our staff loads the product onto that container in China. And all of you that, any of you that have experienced a direct container from China that's floor stacked, they use practically every amount of space available. It's all stacked floor to ceiling, and they provide the container boards to and brace the order and the cases to prevent any movement during shipping or transit. Once it gets loaded at the warehouse, a lot of the containers are placed on trucks or barges, depending upon whether it's a low water situation, high water situation. A lot of the freight is moved around by barges, ultimately to the shipping port where it's loaded onto a container vessel. That's why, you know, one of the reasons that we come out in April, early part of May or middle of April and May with our prices is you never know exactly what your laid-in cost is going to be based on all the freight, transit, loading, high water, low water, amount of barge, trucking, shipping. Within 48 hours at our place a couple of weeks ago, freight changed by about $1,200, just depending upon where the items and things were originating from, where they're coming in from, where their ultimate destination goes. Once it is made its way from the warehouse onto the barge or to the truck to the port, they're loaded onto the mother vessel. And this is very important. Even though you'll get a notification from Corey, and I apologize that Corey's unable to be with us here today. He's working on your shoot tonight. But Corey will get a notification, and when he gets a notification that it's ready to go to water, it's about 10 to 14 days to the west coast. And it's about 18 to 21 days if you're going to the east coast, depending upon where the ship will dock, where they'll go by rail, and then ultimately by truck to your destination. Corey wanted me to stress to you all that one of the big benefits of this, which will be on the next slide, is that our operation at Jake's Fireworks, we have a staff of about 3 or 4 people that work to make all of the government filings, deal with all of the freight, all of the shipping, all of the issues around what it takes to bring a container of fireworks from China to your locations. I think Corey does, I believe, 9 different steps and processes of paperwork in his shop or office that we take off your hands if you were a direct importer, or if you were wanting to bring containers in through your own system in China. If you go through us, we make it a very seamless, painless process with a lot of support from Corey. And we'll talk a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages of this program in the next couple of slides. There are only a handful of shipping companies that will even entertain the idea of fireworks being shipped on their lines. They're often the last thing put on and the first thing dumped if the ship encounters weather troubles, or you know, they view it as a disposable commodity. There's also regulations that permit them from shipping fireworks with other types of hazardous material chemicals. And so in that instance, while there's a lot of opportunity to ship product from Asia, the amount of vessels and space available to ship fireworks goes down considerably based on the product that it is, shipping it with other products that are already classified as hazardous material, and then there's the number of carriers that even want to mess with shipping in fireworks at all. Corey wouldn't give me a picture. I threatened him with a couple of different pictures I had of him, but Corey is our director of our container program and private label product procurement. In visiting with a lot of you, coming out to see you where you have your business, and visiting with people last night and today, a lot of you are looking for that competitive advantage of how can I carry my own label, or carry a label or a brand that nobody else is carrying in my zip code or my city or my area where I'm authorized to sell fireworks. And container program allows you some advantages with private labeling, or bringing in 5 or 6 different brands on a container, and allowing you more product differentiation and selection, and And then ultimately, if you get into labeling your own product with your own logo, your own names, and your own brand, then you're not able to compare with folks right down the street from you. And Corey does an excellent job. I know some of you have had recent interactions with Corey. It's his hectic time of the year right now as the last containers are being finished and loaded onto ships and making the deadline here. The thing that we're most wanted to present to you, that we're most proud of, that we offer you a different experience